Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. According to Yahoo News, the United States Central Command, CENTCOM, has released footage of airstrikes conducted against Iranian military targets for the second consecutive day. The strikes targeted 10 military locations in and around the strategic Strait of Hormuz, including surveillance infrastructure, communication systems, air defense sites, drone storage facilities, and mine-laying capabilities. The operation was launched as a countermeasure following an Iranian drone attack on the merchant vessel Mt. Kiku. This marks a rapid escalation of retaliatory strikes, following a previous U.S. strike authorized by President Donald Trump. Although the U.S. and Iran had recently reached a tentative agreement aimed at ending the conflict, this latest exchange of violence threatens the fragile ceasefire. President Trump warned on social media that Iran had once again violated the agreement, declaring that if the U.S. is pushed past its limit, it will be forced to complete its mission militarily, adding a stark warning about the future existence of the Islamic Republic of Iran. According to the news outlet IZA, Japanese Defense Minister Shinjiro Koizumi met with South Korean Defense Minister An Kyu-bak in Seoul on June 28 to discuss strengthening defense cooperation. This marked their fourth face-to-face meeting since November last year, aiming to foster trust and bolster bilateral security ties. The ministers are expected to discuss further promoting exchanges between the Japanese self-defense forces and the South Korean military. Notable recent exchanges include the South Korean Air Force's Black Eagles aerobatic team receiving refueling support at Naha Air Base in January, and the resumption of joint humanitarian search and rescue training between the Maritime Self-Defense Force and the South Korean Navy on June 7, which had been suspended for about 9 years. The meeting may also address the Acquisition and Cross-Servicing Agreement, ACSA. While South Korean President Lee Jae-myung has acknowledged its strategic necessity, he noted that historical sensitivities make it difficult to accept under current public sentiment. According to GG Press, the U.S. State Department announced on June 27 that Japan, the United States, and South Korea held a diplomatic working group meeting in Washington, D.C. on June 25 and 26 to coordinate responses to North Korea's cyber activities. During the meeting, the three nations agreed to strengthen their collective efforts to expose the methods used by North Korea to steal cryptocurrency. Additionally, the discussions included participation from private sector companies for the first time, marking a significant step forward in public-private cooperation to counter North Korean cyber threats. According to a report by Sing Tao, Pakistan is set to take a historic step in advancing period justice by eliminating the 18% sales tax on sanitary and contraceptive products starting in July. This breakthrough follows a constitutional lawsuit filed last September by 25-year-old female lawyer Manor Omer, who challenged the government's classification of essential menstrual products as heavily taxed luxury items. In Pakistan, severe economic challenges mean only 12% of women can afford commercial sanitary pads, forcing the vast majority of girls and women in rural or low-income households to rely on unhygienic rags. Omer, who recalled the shame and anxiety she felt during her youth, argued that the period tax violates the constitutional ban on gender discrimination and systematically deprives women of health and education. While the removal of the sales tax is hailed by the United Nations as a significant step to keep girls in schools and workplaces, Omer and her legal team emphasized that the battle is not over. They plan to push the lawsuit to its final stages to completely abolish high import tariffs and raw material duties to make period products truly affordable. According to a report by Thai Sounds, the Iranian Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, announced on June 28, 2026, that its naval and aerospace forces launched a joint missile and drone strike targeting U.S. military facilities in Kuwait and Bahrain. This operation was launched in retaliation for recent U.S. airstrikes against Iranian coastal positions. The IRGC accused the United States of violating the ceasefire agreement signed on June 17, specifically referencing Article 1 of the Islamabad Memorandum of Understanding, which called for an immediate and permanent end to military actions. Iran warned that the U.S. violation would completely halt all diplomatic processes. The escalation follows a series of tit-for-tat attacks in the Strait of Hormuz. On June 25, an Iranian drone struck Evergreen Marine's container ship Ever Leon, prompting U.S. retaliatory strikes on drone depots. This was followed by another drone attack on the Panama-flagged tanker MT Kiku on June 27, which triggered further U.S. military action against Iranian surveillance and air defense facilities. The IRGC Naval Command has warned that U.S. bases in the region will face a hellish situation in the coming days. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.